Hey everybody, this is Deb with Truthification Chronicles, and I've got a couple of them here I want to talk about. The first one is this article by the Western Journal because, Soros linked to whistleblower report, former U.S. attorney finds proof buried in footnotes. Yep. So, guess what? Well, they found out that in the footnotes, get rid of this. This is Victoria Tenzing who said, then she dropped the bomb. The whistleblower sprinkles throughout his document footnotes referring to a publication with the initials OCCRP. One guess, Sean, who funds OCCRP? George Soros. So, yes, we know there's a connection there. So this is much, much bigger than Biden, folks. It is. There's a lot that needs to be uncovered, and that's why Trump has tasked not just Rudy, but Joe DeGeneva and Victoria Tenzing also. So, they're on the case, and they were on Hannity, so you may have already seen this, but I did want to make sure that it got out there because not everybody gets to see everything, and so, anyway, I wanted you to see that one. The links will be down below. You can read the whole thing for yourself. Anyway, I also wanted to point this one out to you that President Trump used the T word. With Adam Schiff. He says, President Trump says he wants Representative Adam Schiff questioned at the highest level for fraud and treason. Oh, yeah. Go get him, Trump. I mean, our president has really been putting things out on Twitter because the gloves are off at this point. They really are. He's not afraid to say what needs to be said. And I think this is just really good for us as a country because we all need to hear this. We really do. And he needs to start connecting the word treason with these people. So, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. And of course, the whole thing was Adam Schiff, and you saw this in that video of mine about the McGuire hearing. Adam Schiff started out with this story where he fabricated a story that had nothing to do really with the transcript of the Ukraine call. I mean, it didn't follow it at all. It was something that Adam in his little demented mind made up. So, but then later on, somebody called him on it, and so he called it a parody. He said, it was obviously a parody. Yeah, everyone should know that. I'm sure everyone knows it. And it's like, no. And by the way, if you do watch that again, try to watch Devin Nunes and Jim Jordan, I think, was sitting off a little to the side. And then Mark Meadows was down below. And they were laughing at it because it was so stupidly funny. I mean, it was sadly funny because it was so ludicrous. But anyway, so this was the thing, and I think it's very funny I think it's really interesting that Representative Schiff recently lied in his opening remarks, yes he did, and claimed numerous falsehoods about President Trump's call with the Ukrainian president in spite of the transcript being provided to him the day before. So we all knew, he knew what was in it. But anyway, and there's Trump's tweets about it. Like every American, I deserve to meet my accuser, especially when this accuser, the so-called whistleblower, represented a perfect conversation with a foreign leader in a totally inappropriate and fraudulent way. Then Schiff made up what I actually said by lying to Congress. Yeah. So, what gets me is that when we're talking about someone going in, they go in under oath and they lie to Congress, they can be arrested for perjury. Okay? But what happens when you have a member of Congress lying to Congress? He's not technically under oath, but he can get away with it then? I mean, crazy. And so Trump goes on, he says, his lies were made in perhaps the most blatant and sinister manner ever seen in the Great Chamber. He wrote down and read terrible things, then said it was from the mouth of the President of the United States. I want Schiff questioned at the highest level for fraud and treason. Oh, yes, so do I. Ooh, I can't wait. And so I think that, he goes on, he really was upset, which I think he should have been. And they says, in addition, I want to meet not only my accuser who presented second and third hand information, but also the person who illegally gave this information, which was largely incorrect, to the whistleblower. Was this person spying on the U.S. president? Big consequences. You know, there are things you can't do, like spy on the president. So anyway, I think this is really interesting. I wanted to share that with you. I also wanted to share this thread with you. Now, I'm not going to go through this, but this is a very interesting type of timeline. And I think it says, what if the biggest battles were fought and won by the end of 2017? So go through this, and if you're a follower of the 17th letter of the alphabet, you understand what I'm talking about. Go through this and see what you think. I think maybe he's onto something here. So I'll leave the link to that down below too. Then, of course, we have this that came out. Biden campaign demands TV news execs stop booking Giuliani. In a Sunday letter, the former vice president's aides say that it is editorially irresponsible to book the president's personal lawyer. Oh, yeah, that's what we do. That's a democracy, right? That's free press. Having someone tell you, you can't talk to that man. You can't put him on your show. But you know what? If you remember the Media Matters document that I've shown you a zillion times, that was one of the tactics they were talking about, that they had already done that during the 2016 campaign, because Trump had this habit of calling in to different shows. I mean, they would call him and they'd have these phone interviews with him. Well, Media Matters decided that's a no-no because he's getting press without actually having to go there and be face-to-face with these people. Well, yeah, he was getting a lot of airtime. They didn't like that. And so they bullied places like ABC and NBC and CBS and said, you can't do that anymore. We're going to make your life miserable if you don't stop talking to Trump on the phone. It says it in that document. It really does. Anyway, so this right here, I just can't even imagine. Joe Biden's presidential campaign made an extraordinary request to executives of top news channels on Sunday, asking them to no longer book Donald Trump's personal lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, on their programs. So it sounds to me like they're trying their best to shut Rudy up. They don't like Rudy because Rudy tells the truth. So anyway, that's an article I'll leave down below too, so you can read that one. And then, of course, I want to make sure that you're aware of this. This came out in July, and Hunter Biden arranged meeting between father and Chinese business partner during vice presidential visit. Yeah, so thought you might want to read that one too. But anyway, that's what I've got for you on this one. I just wanted to show you a few things that are happening out there. Sometimes you get a whole lot of different articles that you want to share, and that's what I'm going to share with you. I want to also remind you of this. I am still recording this the same night that I recorded the previous one, but I want to make sure that you remember this because we need to get this out there. The link will be down below. Please share it because we need to get those Democrat candidates who are hoping to run against our president. They need to be recused from any matters that are concerning Donald Trump and his investigation, because you can't sit there and investigate your political opponent. You can't be in that position. That should not be allowed. And I don't care really if it's a Republican or a Democrat. You should not be able to sit there in Congress as oversight of someone that you are going to have as a political opponent. That's just not right. So anyway, I really hope that you will sign this because we've got 30 days. Well, we've got until October 29th. We need to get this out there. We need to make sure that a lot of people are signing up for it, because if we do, it'll get a lot more notice. Plus, the more people that sign it, if we can get 100,000 people to sign this, that's huge. Okay. And don't forget, when you do sign it, you got to put your information in here and then make sure you get your email address and click sign now. It will send something to your email address and you'll have to click on that to finish the process. So make sure that you do that. All right. So I want to thank you for stopping by, and I'll see y'all later.